Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys are doing well. Excuse me. And I just want to apologize, Asif Giddan, for, I should have streamed the wonderful discussion today we did with our OG usual suspects, with our wonderful friends today. Hey Kathy, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're feeling better. Just let me know. Checking on you. Hope you're feeling better today. Let me know, okay? So I wanted to just, let everybody knows because for this kind of technical, things that we should have streamed this wonderful discussion about Arabic talks over coffee. Indeed, this is my second cup. Second cup of tea, because this is actually, it should be tea. So I hope you guys are doing well today. Goma Saida, Goma Mubaraka. Happy Friday, everybody. And so, indeed, we talked about many wonderful topics today. One of them is about body language, the etiquettes in Arabic culture, what you should do and not, and you should avoid doing it if you want to interact, socialize with Arabic people. And that's something beside the language. As you know, we have wonderful also going over some wonderful things, which is most of you already know it, that we are doing Arabic body language. Some of my courses, it's not just only about language, it's also about the body language. So indeed, this is just for people who couldn't join us that live, that we should have streamed on my Facebook page, because we did just only have, or some part of it. We didn't have, honestly, most of it. And it will be recorded. It will be, it's a recording. It will be available, on our podcast. So if you want to join us, if you want to listen to this discussion, you can join. You can go to our website, ilarabicacademy.com, and you find podcast or Lighthouse Radio podcast. This is where you find our podcast, because many people asked me where can we find these discussions and also videos. You will definitely find our vlogs, our videos, our educational videos in our website. So I'm not very tired. I really enjoyed today. It was a really long day, but I honestly enjoyed. I had wonderful people talking and asking about many wonderful questions and feedback and doubts about Arabic language and Arabic culture. And indeed, I really feel enjoyed myself. So I'm going to also summarize or even tell you few of this Arabic body language, which is etiquettes. Hey, boa tarde, Edina. I hope you're doing well. Tudo bem? Tudo tamam. So indeed, we talked about the hand movements and how those body expressions and the body movements, even the facial expressions, are very communicative. And I would say, as I always say, is a proverb saying, is not what you say, it's how you say. So ليس المهم ما تقول لكن كيف تقول. So this is really something you should know, especially in Arabic culture. So sometimes you don't have to explain and repeat what you're saying just to emphasize what you want to say. Sometimes you can only enough the tone of your voice, even your hand movements, like when people are expressing, hey, just slow down, be nice, calm down. The half cup sign, we use a half cup sign. If you find someone asking you, let's say greeting you, like you have this greeting, and sometimes people putting their hand on their head. So this is like ala rasi. This is expression we use to welcoming someone or even greeting someone. You find this especially if you are a performer, if you're performing on stage, or if you watch people who are acting on a stage, dancing, performing, you always greeting their audience this way. So this is one of the expressions that people use, or for even daily life. So this is something people likely to do, and many people are interested to know what all those expressions means. So indeed, you have all these expressions and even more in our Arabic body language course, which I provide. You can just download from our website, bookstore.ilarabic.com, or you can just sign up directly to the website itself, il or www.ilarabic.com. So this where or there where you find these courses. If you have any difficulty to reach or to find out where can you get this course, just message me or email me anytime, okay? One of the things that also we explained or we just went over the wonderful resources and references that in our Arabic culture, and even I told them about this wonderful book. I have it. Let me just, I grab it with my tissues because it's a very old and unique book. Kitab al-Askiya. This is one of really, it's once, like it's, let me tell you exactly, sure, this is republished, or, you know, a version 1180, for sure that's still old, but, you know, the real original book was written in 980. It's Ibn al-Qayyim Abil Faraj Abdul Rahman ibn Ali al-Juzay. So this is actually the first book talking about body language and the science of body language in Arabic culture. So one of the references, for sure, not to have more and many, and we talked about Ibn Hazm al-Andalusi, Andalusian Ibn Hazm. We talked about their contributions, the first philosophy of psychological book or psychological research talking about using the body language, using the body language in a very, maybe not large scale, but maybe he's talking about the signs of love, and you know how you can know this man is a good lover, is a true man, is a true lover, is not true, and that's something you definitely you have to check it out. It's very, very unique. We are going to have this in this course, including parts of these resources. So this is my gift to you. I'm scanning some of my books, some of very, very old and valuable books, which is very unique, and you might not be able to find, because this kind of things that I not just spend a lot of money buying books, but reading as well, for sure. But to find them, to even find them, was a big struggle for me when even since I was high school. So that's just not even, that's not everything I have, and I have even more books. I didn't put them on the shelves yet because I don't have any. You know, even I have some books here, and I have some books. So I'm having some books somewhere. So I don't have places enough for them. Maybe when I move somewhere, bigger house, bigger, you know, I would just definitely have two of the more shelves like this. So anyway, back to the Arabic body language, because I know that many of you couldn't join because this stream over Zoom, or this meeting over Zoom, couldn't. I tried to do it live, but you know, I found it's just better to put everything on the podcast. So I hope, sure, when you have time, for sure, or once I will, you know, upload it, or I put in our podcast, which, by the way, it's very amazing. We did something new and different this year. It's a culture project. It's not really something, you know, for making selling courses or something like that. It's just really something for people to educate and to tell people and to let them know more about the Arabic culture, the real Egyptian culture, which is they might just hear, you know, like I would say trusted, you're looking for trusted sources, because I always trust in books. I mean, I will definitely trust in people, if they are trustworthy, but I will always go back and, where I can find resourceful, resourceful place, or would say person, and which always for me will be a book, or even or teacher who is actually his words based on on facts, or which not just assumption. So I would say that's why I always love to be precise. So when we have this, for example, body language, we're talking about centuries, or many people talking about this personal space, how Arabs and Egyptians interact, and the ways that also you find yourself with someone, talking to him, the distance, how long it should be, talking to someone, shaking hand, all these things. I know that sounds so easy and simple, but believe me, they will make a huge difference, especially if you're talking to if you're trying to socialize with people, if you're trying to make business with Arabs, or some people who Arabic, from any Arabic country. So that's something really you have to be aware. Some people, like for example, when you enter someone's house, you have to take off your shoes, and many people, even myself, sometimes I forget, to be honest with you. So that's something even native Egyptian speaker, or Arab and Egyptians themselves, sometimes they forget. And I would say this is sometimes people take it very sensitively, very, very offensively sometimes. So to take off your shoes, because some people really feel offended that you bring your shoes with the dirt and you enter. And the carpet, most of the time, carpets in Egyptian, on Arabic houses, people pray, either Christians or Christians or Muslims. They have a worship place in their houses. So you are kind of breaking this rule, breaking this holy, sacred place, and putting the dirt with coming from outside, dust and dirt in your shoes. So that's something that you have to be aware. Sometimes people like to enter the houses with your right foot. That's and like to talk and like to shake hand with you with your right hand. Using the right hand, right foot, using mostly right hand, even when you are talking, giving someone money, or handing something to someone, or even shaking your hand, or giving his hand to shake hand, or even eating your food. And you have to eat from if you are eating with someone, you have to eat in front of you. You cannot reach your hand out or anywhere and to eat. You have to just eat كل مما يليك. You just have to eat from what's served to you, but from here, from before you, just in front of you. Something that I see everywhere, and many people don't really pay attention. And I would say people, unfortunately, might just have, or I would say, well, they are not judgmental for sure, but they may have some kind of bad impression about you. That doesn't mean they are bad people, or they're very easy to judge on you. Sure, it's same like everywhere else. You have to respect and agree and love and appreciate their values, and like everywhere. If I go to any country, Brazil or anywhere, I have to respect their values. So if you eat somewhere, you have to eat from in front of you. Tell me about one thing you are doing, in your culture, for example, you find it's very special. Like, let me know, because I'm very interested. or let me say some body language, body gestures that you're doing, but other people don't know about it. So for me, I would tell you, because let's play this way. I would say to you, this: use your right hand. If you give someone's money, if you are handing someone something into his hand, use your right hand. If you use your left hand, people think that's very it's offensive and it's insulting. So if you also walk into someone's house, use your right foot. People likely to feel blessed or blessing with this. So do you understand? If you are breaking this rule, people will find that something you might doing this intentionally. So for example, I don't think it's very oversensitive. I have to kiss every single person you meet. This is hey, Connie, how are you doing? I hope you could join us today. I mean, actually, I made this live especially for people who couldn't join us. Like, for sure, like you and other friends also, because I know that people don't have enough time. And I will make just very quick live video for people who couldn't join us today. Thanks for sure for everyone who could join us today. Was amazing. My usual suspects joined us. It's just very wonderful. I had a lot of tea and not coffee, but just a lot of tea. You know me, guys. I'm a tea guy. I have a T blood cells in my blood, so I'm very 75% H2O and T. So we talked about, for example, kiss and shake hand, like for in a Chile. So in a Chile to do that. In Egypt, actually, women kissing women or other women on the cheek, and I find that's especially if you, especially in country or inside in our Egypt, people still do that. I know there's COVID-19 and people should be aware, but that's unfortunately still happening, and somehow at some level for sure, not the same. So when people are actually doing this, hey, and I have someone already joined us, Ria. A virtual high five to everybody, by the way. And thanks. You helped me out to doing this wonderful Lighthouse podcast, which is, thank you guys, shukran for you, for letting other people also learning many things. So that was Q&A, but you also had wonderful things. Have a custom of having tea time every evening. Actually, we do. Egyptian always like to drink tea evening time, like 6 p.m. or 7, and morning time. So the first thing that people wake up and doing is chai bilaban, or just chai, tea, or tea with milk, chai bilaban. It's almost like breakfast. The same like English breakfast, tea, English breakfast tea. Guys, if I open this, you'll find how many teas I have, how many different kinds of tea. I have so many teas here. How you say a decaf coffee? We say قهوة بدون caffeine. I know it's very long, but you already started with me, level A1. This قهوة with coffee, which means coffee, بدون without, and caffeine, which is caffeine. So it's so easy. قهوة coffee, بدون without caffeine. Decaf coffee. And sometimes people just say عايز قهوة decaf. يعني coffee decaf, which is like, some like in Egypt when you say this to somebody, I want this decaf or not decaf. So something, let me just 1 second, I open my, it's pretty hot here and I was just still with my clothes didn't take off my clothes since afternoon. Mexican give a tight hug and sometimes double kiss. Wow. That's what I say, but in Egyptian actually, some people even give not the double kiss. They give a triple or even 4 kisses. So it's like which is like, I think like more than double, like 4 times, 2 and then more 2. I know it's very intense, but women like that, like just only women. Men don't really do that because we have a beard, we have a lot of, it's very, it's very bothering, especially if you kiss a man kissing a man, that's also very common. And many people just think that it's very culturally, men kissing in Saudi Arabia, they're kissing on shoulder, and sometimes they're kissing if a man, and that's also in Egypt, you can kiss the hand of his mom or hand of his father. It's very respectful. I like that, but it's not really like worshiping. But it's like not worshiping your father, or your mom. But that's just respectful, very very respectful. That's right. It's amazing. So also, you'll find more than this, inshallah, in our Arabic body language course. This is a very, you can download it, by the way, if you don't have time to, to have these workshops, because it's coming this November, inshallah. I have students even since last time told me like, we need more parts, because there are still more parts. So we are going to do part 2 for people who joined us the first part, and we are going to also go over the first part. So part 2 and part 1 together, inshallah. This is November, but you can still download this course. I saw men holding hands in Egypt, and Ahmed laughed when I asked it if they were. I'm laughing too. Like I'm Ahmed as well. I don't. I don't blame you, because that's very common. That's funny, because I will tell you something very funny. When I traveled to another country, like in Latin America, in Brazil, I found, it's almost the opposite for me. Like if I see just men shaking hand or whatever, I don't have any problems. Like it's still for me the mindset, the mindset, or the culture mindset. So that's normal. People consider this very common when they kissing each other, when they hugging each other. You don't even see that, especially very close friends. Like even my friends still doing that with me, and I don't really like hug people and kissing people. This is like, this is 2021. Who's doing this anymore? Obviously, just with friends and family and parents, like Angela said, because not all people received it or like it. That's true, because even Egyptians themselves, not everybody doing it so far. But hands, I would say we might do it sometimes, but not men anymore. No longer doing this a lot, but sometimes we do. If you are among with a lot of group, among a big group, for example, we can do this just for crossing the street, doing something together, or sometimes even just a strong shake hand. This is what I want to tell you. For example, shaking hand. This is one of my books I actually studied in Arabic language department. Dr. Karim Zaki Hussam, may God bless his soul. He died. Unfortunately I know it because one of my friends, he's a teacher there. He's a teaching in Cairo University. He's a professor. So his book, actually, I found that strong hand and fishy hand. So strong hand for us is a very sign of good friendship. This is something people always find it's very strange. When someone from Middle East like shaking hand, you might not feel comfortable because he's like squeezing or very stressing on your hands. Something you might feel comfortable, or might feel that's very awkward for you. But that's a very good sign of friendship and good business sign for business. Like if someone does this to me, I know it's not really nice, because like not everybody expect to have a strong, like someone squeezing your hand, but even women do that, which is very common. So tell me one thing that in your country consider to be very common and maybe very special body language, or something, body gesture, something that you do, something like a culture, like tradition, and even you can mention any of your traditions. I would love to hear from you. This is very interesting. I always love to know more about other people's culture. It just makes me feel more, open-minded and willing to learn more. I learned something that's considered to be not cool in Egypt. Not cool in Italy, for example, but it's very nice in Egypt, like, which is half cup sign. I told you this, like, wait, slow down, or be patient, or calm down. This is very common when you use your half cup sign. It's not really bad, but when you use in Italy, for example, you find it's not might not be the same positive meaning It means like, hey, are you like try to understand me? Sometimes people like I have students, Italian students, told me like it's not really offensive. It means like try to understand me. One of my friends, I met him in Italy. He's Italian. Sorry, I met him in Brazil. Sorry, I didn't go to Italy, but I wish. I met him in Brazil with his wife, and he told me no. It means like negative somehow. It means like are you dummy, stupid? Are you try to understand me? Like when you watch this American movie in Italian actors like you're stupid, you stupid. So students love to hug and hate each other's in the back, in the back, and using bad word. I mean, Egyptians unfortunately do that, but not hating on the back. That's only if maybe women together, maybe, but men don't do that honestly. In the normal vocabulary, there's even older people. Well, like our Egyptian Saidi, maybe they have some kind of extreme sense of humor, I would say, and that's not really something I'm shaming because I have roots long time ago from Arab Egypt, long ages maybe from Arab Egyptian. So, but I never went there. Maybe my great grandfather, greatest great maybe, he is there, but I never went there. So that's just they do this kind of sense of humor, which they can like hit, but not in the back, like hitting you, like it's a verbal humor, not sorry, it's physical humor, like they can hit somebody, which is I saw that in Irish people sometimes, like, hey man, like this is also like a small boxing. I think that even women here, believe it or not, I know Egyptian wives, they can hit their husbands just for fun. Like it's not really fighting, but just like a small boxing. I don't like that. I don't like even men using hands as a sense of humor with women because you never know. You can, you have a strengths better more than your woman, so you might just break her bones. You don't even know. Like that's very, that's very stupid. Honestly, that's so stupid. Like telling people like stupid, don't be stupid. So that's very fun. We talked about many wonderful, cool topics, but one of them is just not just about the language, about even no hugging and kissing and all the things that you already might be familiar with. But if you are not, you definitely have to watch our our culture topic, our culture podcast on our website. Something also I told my students, I told my friends, I told them, if you guys try to speak Arabic language, and I tell you this not because I'm Egyptian or Arabic language teacher. This is something will ease the, I would say, break the ice. Yeksar telk. This is also Arabic expression. Eksar telk, which is break the ice. Eksar telk. I always ask my friends or students who are traveling to Egypt, like try to memorize and say some Arabic words. Not to show off that you know Arabic language, but it actually will help and make a huge difference psychologically. If you talk to somebody in his own native language, you are kind of giving, you're trying to reach, out to him. You're trying so much. You went so far. Try to speak his language and try to ease communication. He will or they will appreciate it. And I see this, the fact I'm teacher for 15 years, almost now 15. That doesn't mean I'm old teacher, but just that's I teach for many long time, for many years I have been teaching. But that's also students always told me like when you start to speak with our Arabic families and Arabic friends family, they are start to be very nice, and even some of my friends who even work with Arabic business owners or they start to change completely the way that they talk to them once they start to see and realize they're doing efforts to speak Arabic language. I would say I feel the same when I start to talk to some of my Brazilian friends, when I start to talk to them in Portuguese, because I know they understand English anyway, and I understand they don't mind, they wouldn't mind to do that, but this is something in Arabic language. or in psychology even, people say that the cognitive comfort, like, you're trying to reach out someone is just to make him feel more comfortable using his own language, and he's sure and understand and following his traditions. Somehow you don't have to follow everything. His traditions might be just not against or not the same, or will not get aligned with your traditions, or with your values, but definitely Arabic values about family, about respecting wife, respecting woman, respecting, this is not really something will never conflict, will never do any harm, or will never cause any kind of bad things for you if you follow, if you do, just for while you are talking or while you're dealing with them. Something I realize also, people talking so much about try to speak what you really going to use. You don't have to learn all the Arabic language just for meeting them. Some compliments words. Compliment like shukran, inti latif, I think you are very nice. All these words are very nice. Complimenting makes, like, you know what people say, gain people's heart by a word, by just gain many hearts by just by one word. Traditions are very close, and even food, chili food is, I feel like people love, as especially also in Mexican, I would say Mexican and Chile, and all the countries who love the spices, adding the spices in their food. This is really Middle Eastern too, like Egyptian, especially Egyptian people love so much to add, and Lebanese as well. Tabbouleh and all the things, they always put this spices. And don't ask me which spice, because there are so many spices. They put cumin, kamoon, they put za'atar, they put all this. You know me. I will tell you. I will show you something very, very funny. I have them. I have them already. I have them everywhere. Black seeds, all the things. Like we have many spices that you can imagine. Like anywhere. Like you can even find a cumin in someone's pocket. I would speak to Mother Faiza, mashallah, Arabic. I tell you, Gamila, ana بحبك. Oh, that's wonderful. And to a woman, you say Habibti. To a man, say Habibi. That's wonderful. Sometimes woman to say to other woman, Habibi, that's okay. But woman to woman is Habibti. But like, if you want be more, grammatically, but that's okay. If you say Habibi to her, that's good. That's very nice too. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like Connie, she said, like this kind of things makes a huge difference. And I say, like, not ease the differences, trying to break the ice and ease the communication. And I tell you, you can gain a huge trust. Their trust. People also, if you are family-oriented person, woman or man, you will gain trust so easy from by Egyptian family or by Arab families. This is something you have to learn to gain the trust by showing them that you are family-oriented. I don't know how, but you can definitely know how can you do it. You can speak. You try to be very close to them. Try to be very helpful, very supportive. Try to always offer help, even if they don't need it. Even sometimes people like to offer you, hey, ta'ala kol, come and eat with us. Try to not reject every invitation that they offer you, or they ask you to or invite you to do. Try even to just, if you have just a small piece of food, that's nice. But if you just say completely, لا, خلاص مش عايزة, this kind of looks like arrogant, honestly. And people, Egyptians really, and Arabs people love humble, متواضع. So خليك متواضع, خليكي متواضع. Be humble. Don't be متعالي or arrogant. This is really some people, especially men or women, always Egyptians really hate. That's what I feel, what I believe. not just me, like most of people. I will offer this wonderful body language courses. That's really you're gonna love it. It just will be on very soon in November, but you can still download it from our website. I will just also leave the link below in the comment section like before. And thanks for people who joined us this Friday. We are going to make a cultural series, but I'm sorry about I didn't put everything live because because we had this wonderful six participants today, or six of I don't know how many, but there are even more because we are going to put in the platform so everybody will be able to watch, not watch, to listen, because it will be more audible, short, so you can just listen. I hope you guys having Yom Goma Saeed, happy Friday, and just some kind of thoughts, sharing thoughts with you. And also thanks for people who actually shout out the virtual high five to all people who actually where's my Steve, anyway, who joined us this language course. Started this October, and we are doing something very fun. Students who are actually studying with us don't only learning Arabic. They learn Arabic. We are having fun learning Arabic songs. We do kind of activity to break down some of their favorite songs and lyrics. We do even sometimes Arabic karaoke, believe it or not. not every time. It's just once every 2 weeks or something like that maybe. So we are going to have this course until December. This is a winter course, and this is a very intensive course. And not intensive, it doesn't mean like it's boring, but it means really people stay even more than even after the class, is still love to even take more and ask more. So believe it or not, just it's fun language classes, not really as the stereotype as the usual classes that you get used to. Some of these courses also will be on Zoom, so you can join us on group to the group classes. We still have group classes for A1 and A2, but if you don't have time, that's okay too. We also offer a flexible schedule. You can one-on-one, just to private classes. You can study anytime. It's a very comfortable and just flex time. You can choose your time. You have once a week or twice a week if you want, and that will be also very affordable, the same like group classes. So it's not just really because it's a group, it's a classes. So I am Saida, Ana Kamal, Ana Said. This is one of our OG usual suspects. Speaking of my classes, I have one of my wonderful students is here also in the stream. So very proud, mashallah, fakhur, very proud of each one of you. Just very, very proud, fakhur jiddan, especially people who started, who felt, that the lockdown, and they invested and they start to be committed, and just we did this together, mashallah, progress since 2020, and now people even jump it to the C1 and C3, which is just the advanced level, upper intermediate. So I just would love to give really them credits, because they are, they did their best efforts, their time, for sure their money, they paid the classes, and that's not even expensive, but they did the best to be there. And I know that many of you don't have time even for the classes, so that's why also مفيش مشكلة, no problem, and مفيش قلق, no worries. You can always go to our website and download and even join our platform, which is www.bookstore.ilarabic.academy.com. So if you don't have time, you can download the course pre-recorded, so you don't need to worry about to be in time, because also students asked me I can't be live on Zoom all the time. So this is something you can do it if you don't have time. For sure, I would recommend, as I said in the tips and tricks to understand Arabic, to devote 20 minutes of your time every day with yourself learning. If you are learning with teacher, for sure, make it 1 hour. Make it 2 hours, 1 hour. Almost 2 hours at least with a teacher, and you have every day without teacher, just yourself, self-study, 20 minutes. I don't care. In 20 minutes, you can just learn the words and expressions that the teacher give it to you every week. If it's not me, so I'll always give you homework. So for sure, you always have something to do. But if it's not me or as a teacher, you try to listen and watch movies. And, you know, as I said, with English subtitles, you always find yourself, you know, improving your listening skills. This is something I said, the first psychologically, that when we started creative or linguistic psychology in university, we know that any learning any language is short term. It's like just like this, you know. If you can remember one word, 2 words, 3 words, that's great, because sometimes words and, you know, an expression and sentences, if it's not it's the same like cognitive patterns that you are used to in your native language, you don't remember so easy. So how to overcome this problem or this obstacle? Just try to train your ear and your mouth to watch movies with subtitles. Even you don't have to understand all of them, but just try, okay, I know these words, and make a list and make it visual and say it and try to say it and practice and find a language buddy, find a language partner and talk to him and talk to them, and try to force yourself speak in Arabic. Don't speak in your language. Try to ask them to speak with you in their own native language. This is how you guys can make a progress in any learning any language, okay? So I wish you beautiful. I will leave the link to you. If you want to join us live, that's tamam, كويس جدا. If you can't, you can just download our courses from our bookstore. And thanks for people who joined us today in our discussions, Arabic Talks Over Coffee, and we will put this on our podcast. Salam, and have a beautiful week ahead or weekend for you. Okay, salam.